So this is a video to show you how to repair a wig. So again, we need your clamp and you need a malleable block. Now I've got a tatty wig out of my stock. I haven't got anything with a major hole in it, but you can see where the pins have made a bit of a mess of it. So I'm just going to repair a little section around here. So you need to put your wig on inside out. If you're not working on the front, which you shouldn't really repair a front anyway, you don't need to block that, but we're just going to stick pins into the seam so it stays secure. Now this block's a lot harder than the other one. So just put one in the top and I'm going to put one in these seams here. So we need to get that area that we're going to be working on nice and tight. So I'm just going to stick a blocking pin in there. I'm going in those seams. In there. Now I'm going to pull the back down so we've got it nice and tight. So I'm just pinning in at the corners. So the next job is to match the lace up. So because this has got terry on, I need to find some scrap of terry. Now this is good for if you ever have any bits of lace, don't throw them away, that's what I'm trying to say, because you can always use them as patches and scissors. So I need to cut the lace. You need to line your lines up. So my lines are going straight down. So you need to cut a patch that's bigger than the area, probably by about a centimetre. So I'm just going to do this whole area, just to strengthen it up. So you place that over, and then you're going to pin that. All the way around. You usually wouldn't have a piece this big. It's just because I'm trying to cover a number of holes. Now, So like when you're knotting, you need this nice and tight. Okay, so now we're ready to do our whipping. Now in your kits, I think you have a Korean hook, but there are, sometimes you have a German hook, which I don't know if I've got, because I don't like them. No, I haven't got one. But I've got a curved German, so it's a lot bigger. But the German ones are a bit more angular. So you can knot with these and you can whip, so they're a good sort of hybrid version. So we're going to do something called whipping. So we want some nylon thread. So this one's like super fine, difficult to see, so you might get frustrated. Right. So I'm going to get my block, not my block, my cradle. You can do it on a clamp, but I find it easier in my cradle. So you want to cut yourself some nylon thread that's long enough to go all the way around, and we're going to loop it over. Can't find the camera. There we go. We're going to loop it over like we do with our hair when we're knotting. So we're going to start anywhere, it doesn't matter, but you want to be away from the damaged area because your lace is going to fray. So I know all my damaged lace is in there, so I need to pretty much be right round here. So you're going to start with a double knot. So this is your starting knot. And now you're going to use your hook to do some sewing. So you need to be going in every hole really and catching, like you're going to begin a knot, you know, at the very beginning when you pull it between the two holes, but rather than doing a knot, we're just going to pull it through. So the hardest thing with this is with knotting, where you have to keep it nice and tight. With whipping, you have to learn to relax a bit. So every, I don't know, every 8 to 10 holes, do another double knot. And this just means, well, it takes away some of the tension. If you imagine you were using the same tension all the way around with your thread, it could pull quite tight. So if you do a double knot every now and then, it releases that tension. And also, if for some reason one section comes unravelled, it means it's not the whole thing that's going to unravel, it's just that little section. So I'm going to pull some thread. So for any left-handers, this is quite difficult for you. It might be that you might be better working upwards rather than downwards, in direction-wise. you need to be careful not to hold it too tight because you'll end up snapping your nylon thread. Just do another double knot. So you're just going to work your way all the way around. Just to speed the video up, I'm just going to do a little section so you can see what to do. Sorry for not great angle, but I'm hurting my back. So hopefully, for some of you who've done beards, you'll have done little pleats using this method, so you won't find it too difficult. So you can, this is how foundations are built, with whipped, all hand whipped. And if you needed to make any wig alterations, like make a wig smaller, you can do like a pleat like you would on your beards. And here, you can just do like 2 pleats. You're best to do 2 equal pleats rather than one big chunk because it just looks a bit too bulky. But you can put 2 little pleats in there and that can make it a bit smaller. So, you can see my whipping there. Let's pretend that was a hole. So I didn't need all that lace, did I? So, once you've done your whipping, take all your pins back out. And this is another great little nugget of knowledge for theatre work and TV work. If you can repair wigs, you'll be a massive asset to a team. So all we do now is trim around the lace. You want to leave a little bit of excess on the edges. So if the whipping gets pulled or anything, it doesn't fray the lace. Or if it does, it frays, it has got a bit of space to fray. and that's your little patch. Now I know it doesn't look great on the inside, but when you turn it, the wig back the other way, you won't be able to tell. And then if that was a big hole as well, when you turn it inside out, sorry, turn it the correct way again, you just knot on that little section where it's missing some hair.